Right. I know the term, "this is the worst Christmas movie ever made," is used a lot, but I think I finally found a movie that fits that moniker. I watched this movie with my sister, and at one point, she said, "You know it's a good, bad Christmas movie if you have to pause it every 30 seconds to talk about how awful it is." And she's right. This is a great, bad Christmas movie. And when I say bad, I mean bad. For some reason, towards the end of this movie, the main character gains the power of flight. Yeah, that happens. But before we get into that, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. You can always unsubscribe at a later date if you don't like what I'm posting. It's completely free, and no hard feelings if you want to go at a later date. Alright then, anyway, showtime.
It's showtime, folks.
This is Laura Marano, Ali from the Disney Channel show, Austin and Ali. It was a little bit after my time, but I still saw it on TV every now and then. She is the Cinderella of this story. Her wicked stepmother is about to be introduced with a rather peculiar opening line.
Grab my balls!
Yeah, one of the first lines in this film is, "Grab my balls." Well, the writers certainly know how to set the tone. We are then introduced to the whitest bloke on the planet, walking with his friends. Now, my sister kept referring to him as Greg, which I presumed was a reference to a running joke we have. I used to watch a lot of YouTube at home, and it always seemed to be some random white guy sat in his house chatting about stuff. She visited me once when I was watching a Danny Gonzalez video, and saw the name Greg in the background. Ever since, she has said that every YouTuber I watch is named Greg, because they all look the same.
And we are not the same person.
So I figured it was a reference to that. It wasn't until now, when I'm editing this video, that I realised that that is the actor's name. So yeah, I'm done. I have a question for the set designer. Who was it who wrapped this piece of fabric around a tree and went, "Yeah, that's festive enough, that'll do"? The girls are walking and they suddenly scream and go, "That's Dominic Wintergarden." No way! Dominic Wintergarden! No way. Who's he meant to be? And what kind of name is Dominic Wintergarden? Laura Marano gets Nigel Faraged. Well, that is certainly a choice for a suit. This is Laura Marano's boss. It's strikingly similar to the one that Redditor wore when he was coming home for Christmas, and he bumped into someone wearing a similar suit at the airport. The guy wearing the Christmas suit swears quite aggressively, and it really threw me off.
You relax, Ada. I got a line of pissed off toddlers waiting for Santa and his elves.
I was watching this on Disney Plus and figured it was a Disney Channel movie. I was not expecting that. They had one free use of a swear word to keep it PG, and they wasted it like that. They should have saved the one swear word for the end of the movie. Have it 100% PG until the climax where Laura Marano swears and punches out her stepmother. That would have been better. Laura Marano shows up late for work as an elf. I think she's more like a mall type elf, not a real elf. She doesn't go to the North Pole. Though it wouldn't be the weirdest thing that happened in this movie. Dominic Winterbottom. What was his name again? Wintergarden. Stupid name. He's playing Santa Claus. Wintergarden? I can't believe that's his name. Why did my sister tell me to watch this with her? Tell you what, for, what's an impossible like goal? For 100 likes, this video will be lucky to get 50 views. For 100 likes, I will get Cinderella. What's the stupid name of this movie? Cinderella Story: A Christmas Wish. For 100 likes, I'll get a bunch of merch from this film and give it out as Christmas gift to my friends and family. Please don't let this video get 100 likes, you'll think I've gone mad. Also, apologies, I've got a bit of a cold today, so if I sound funny, you know why. Laura Marano gets up on stage and starts to sing the worst Christmas song I have ever heard. With an incredible amount of auto-tune, and Wintergarden loves it. He's looking at her thinking, wow, how does she open her mouth and her voice is already auto-tuned? Laura Marano and a friend put up some adverts for the Strippergram service. Oh, sorry, Holidaygram. Laura Marano goes home and her stepmother says, while you were in your own world being Debbie Gibson, and the one idiot stepsister says, I don't know who that is. And it's meant to be a joke, like, everyone knows who Debbie Gibson is. What a moron this character is. I don't know who she is. Let's see. During the summer of 1987, Debbie Gibson earned her first top 10 blah blah blah. Only in My Dream, Shake Your Love, Out of the Blue. I've never heard of this woman in my life. How out of touch is this writer? This is what happens when you have 50 or 60-year-old men writing for teenage girls. Laura Marano starts playing piano and singing. Then she walks away from the piano and it continues to play itself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I suppose that's how pianos work in this world. You play the first 4 chords, then it just sorts the rest of the song out itself. This movie isn't great at subtlety. The woman who plays the stepmother is not only a terrible overactor, but the lines aren't helping her at all. They make her say that an animal charity is a waste of money, so we know not to like her. You ever heard of Show Don't Tell, Mr. Screenwriter? Laura Marano tells Wintergarden that her dad is dead, so he tells her to come and sit on his knee. Alright Weinstein, calm down. She admits that it is her dream to write, because the only dream a scriptwriter knows is a dream of wanting to write. Winterbottom says he loves music, but his dad doesn't understand him. Oh god, ladies, he loves music. He's so goddamn relatable. Isn't he a dreamboat? Some nerd with a handbag knocks on the door and we have another unbearable scene with the stepmother. He uses a knockoff iPad in the scene for some reason. There's nothing he's doing with it that can't be done with his phone. What a weird choice of a prop. The awful set designer stepped back up. Seriously, who was it who went, yeah, chuck a bow on that tree, that pillar, and go on, chuck some baubles on that pillar as well. That'll do. That is Christmas. Laura Marano's friend tells her how she wants to get it.
You want to get it too? You want some of that hot, sexy Santa. Jingle bells.
Winterbottom celebrates that he got DJ Sock Puppet.
Dude, I just booked DJ Sock Puppet. No, that is crazy, man.
No way you got DJ Sock Puppet. What a huge get. Why does everyone in this movie have the dumbest name possible? It's like they went on random name generator and just went with the first results. The evil stepmother kills a squirrel in the front yard and then puts her on top of the tree. Okay, she didn't kill it, but you believed me, didn't you? That's how bad the writing is. You believe that she genuinely killed a squirrel. Laura Marano is missing something. It's not important. So she asks the dog where it is. The dog leads her straight to her. The dog can speak English? Alright. Winterbottom and Laura Marano agree to take off their outfits so they can see what they look like without their work clothes. They make a big deal out of it too. Imagine working in Greg's and making a big deal about taking your name tag off. I want to maintain the magic, I don't want to take my name tag off. What a dumb movie. There's a scene with the stepmother where she sat on the couch, and for half of the scene, I genuinely thought she had a PlayStation 4 on her knee. I was wondering why on earth she was sat there cradling a PlayStation. Turned out to be a photo book and I just turned out to be dumb, as per usual. Right, I hate feet. I think feet are hideous on the best of days. But this woman has the worst feet I've ever seen in my life. Well, foot. I never saw the other one, but it's not a huge reach to imagine that it looks the same, just in reverse. Or an awful foot. Why did they have to show me that? Laura Marano's friend says, I'm the gardener of love. So if she's the gardener, and Winterbottom is the garden, are they having an affair? Does she want to trim his hedges? Is his ass grass? And is she gonna mow it?
Your ass is grass and I'm gonna mow it.
Leave me alone!
White boy Winterbottom has got so much hair product in his hair, despite the fact that he wears a hat and wig all day, so why did he spend 2 hours on his hair? It's at this point in the film that we learn that Laura Marano has the power of flight. How she has had this superpower the entire time and hasn't used it is beyond me. This is the weirdest Marvel origin story that I've ever seen. Where does this fit in Phase 5, I wonder? I'm sure we'll find out. Can't wait to see Laura Marano and Winterbottom here in the next Avengers. Every time we're in Laura Marano's bedroom, she has 3 books on display. I've got no idea what the middle one is, but this one is The Thief Lord by Cornelia Funk. Very close to Cornelius Fudge from Harry Potter. And this is Summer of the Geek by Piper Banks. I was hoping to do a bit of the video where it talked about how these books had stories relevant to the film, but I researched them and got nothing. I am so curious, did they simply pick 3 random books and go, yeah, shove them in the background? We cut to Winterbottom's estate and we see an extra who is a cleaner. She has clearly been given the instruction to be a cleaner in the background, and somehow this translated to walk really weirdly with some washing up gloves on. Laura Marano's wig falls off and they realise she is the girl from the meme. Oh, when she fell over and got Nigel Faraged in the beginning of the movie, her stepsister filmed it and it became a meme online. Imagine you're hanging out with your mate and one day he takes off his cap and you suddenly realise he's Damn Daniel. Laura Marano goes to send a message, but she's writing with a phone on its side because they didn't want to show us that they didn't take the time and effort to throw a few fake messages on the phone. If it was the right way up, we'd see that she has never texted her friend before. Another example of lazy prop people. The stepsisters and stepmother go to the Winterbottom party and you know what? It really doesn't matter. Honestly, the final 30 minutes is so unremarkable that it's not even worth talking about. Think of that scene in Cinderella where she goes to the ball. And just imagine that instead of there being the deadline of midnight, she instead simply has happily ever after. Imagine how boring that film would be like that. Yeah, that is a Cinderella story, a Christmas wish. I mean, I don't know how else they would have done it. Have her drop one of her elf ears and then have Winterbottom go to every girl's house in the city, putting the elf ear on every girl to see who it fits. I don't think they would have done that, but it might have been better. We paused the screen at a really unfortunate time because the pizza arrived. Not much to say about it really, I just figured I'd share it. So, would I recommend this film? No. Would I recommend it as a terrible Christmas movie? No to that as well. Laura Marano carries the entire thing, and the actress who plays a friend is also very likeable. But every scene with the stepmother is unwatchable, and will have you reaching for the remote to skip it. If they really wanted to go all out on us hating her, they should have got a bloke to play her like the pantomime dames, and just embraced the daftness of it. As it is, they failed. It was a terrible movie and an embarrassment for everyone involved. Another thing this film fails at is the music. A few good original songs can carry a crap film. Look at High School Musical 2 or Lemonade Mouth. 2 god-awful movies are carried by a bunch of solid songs. The writers of the lyrics really let the side down. After a bit of research, and by that I mean I looked up the Wikipedia page, I discovered that there were 4 songs in the soundtrack, not included in the movie. Maybe that will change my mind. I did try to buy the soundtrack online, because you know, you've got to support your local Disney. Wait, available on Netflix? Wait, did this movie not come out on Disney Plus? I swear. Hang on. Right, so I just called on my sister, and apparently we did watch this on Netflix. I could have sworn it was a Disney film. No wonder there was swearing in the beginning, that explains so much. I can't even use the excuse I was probably drunk anymore because I'm a teetotal alcoholic. I genuinely have no idea how I made that mistake. Anyway, one thing I do want to say about this movie, this terrible, awful movie, is that it still ended up being better than the most recent episode of Criminal Minds. We talked about that the other day and I believe it's the most irritated I've ever been on the channel. That episode was worse than this terrible movie, and that's saying something. Anyway, be sure to stick around until the very end for the meme of the day. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. You can always unsubscribe at a later date if you don't like what I'm posting, it's completely free. And no hard feelings if you want to go at a later date. This is the meme of the day. Right, go and watch these videos while you're here. I'll let you go. Bye.